to first of all confess that I didn't have anything prepared. I didn't expect to be speaking here. So I bought someone else's speech, so it's not always easy to give someone else's speech. So I'll try and make it up as I go. But first of all, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, especially Ms. Ono from JICA. We really appreciate you being here. Basharat, Javed Sahab, Vice Chairman Papam, again, thank you. Abdul Razak Gaur, Infinity School, thank you as well. And obviously, the representatives of the Japanese automotive manufacturing industry. We really appreciate all your. I'm sorry, I was going to forget. Sher Ayub Khan Sahab, the CEO of SMEDA. Thank you very much for your participation, and we really wouldn't have had this event here today without your presence. I'd also like to thank the chairman, Ravi Group, Iqbal Sahab, for inviting me, and his son Fahad, who is a fellow director in NAFTAC. Really appreciate your inviting me here. Now, I have to say that I've never been to an Olympics before, in Skills Olympic, but I do know a lot about it because the Japanese have been canvassing us to have the next Skills Olympic in Japan after the one following in Shanghai. So NAFTAC have actually said, JICA will be pleased, we will be voting in favor of Japan. I hope that comment will not please some of our other colleagues or other countries, but this is now taken very seriously. There's a lot of canvassing that goes on. It's something that has a huge amount of participation. I think it's excellent news. Infinity School is taking the lead in making sure that we have the first Olympics in here. There should be many more of these, and as we go along and have more and more of such events, our participation will have an effect in terms of our performance. So let's not beat ourselves too much about what the performance was today and what marks we were getting, but that will change as we progress. You know, there's always a learning scale, and that's the one way one has to look at it. The first time I did something was I do like cooking every so often. I cooked a cake, and frankly speaking, nobody would touch it, which is fine. You know, I have to give it to someone else, but they wouldn't touch it either. So but I can assure you, most of you would be happy to eat a cake I cooked today. So it's a very gradual process. You start improving, but the important thing is that we must have more of such events. NAFTAC is keen to see such events take place, and we will participate in whatever manner we can in helping this process to take place. Basharat Sahab said CNC machines and such technology in the automotive sector, NAFTAC should help, the government should help. Undoubtedly, the government should play an important role in the skills area. I personally think it's a great pity. Very often vocational training and skills sector is seen as being something which is as a social welfare effort. If anything, I do not want it to be thought of as a social welfare. It has nothing to do with social welfare. It is the very heart of our economy. If we do not skill ourselves, if we don't have vocational training, our competitiveness will fall. It is not as a byproduct of competitiveness and productivity. It is actually the heart of productivity and competitiveness that skills comes about. So I think this is an area that's been neglected for too long by various policy makers and governments in the past. I like to think our present government takes this very seriously. It's right in the heart of their agenda that skills will be promoted. And that skills includes things like automotive sector, obviously tooling, machinery, CNC, robotics, artificial intelligence. All of those are critically important that we are at par with the rest of the world in being skillful. We are nowhere near right now where we should be. The number of even CNC machines that are around in Pakistan is pitiful. It's quite scary that how will we compete with countries like even India or Bangladesh, given our level of skilling and machinery that, or equipment that is available. So we are in NAFTAC working to ask for donors, ask the government to serve as a catalyst to provide some of the equipping, provide some of the specifications, to provide some of the curriculum which will allow scaling. But I can assure you there is no way the government can do it by itself. This is something that should be part and parcel of industrial effort itself. It is just like you invest in land or the buildings or machinery, skilling people and training should be part of that capital investment from which you seek a return on investment. So I genuinely want to make this that yes, government should be there, we have to participate in this process, but industry also has to take a view that they have to take the lead, and in fact NAFTA and institutions like this should be there to assist. We can't be the ones who control it. We are there as facilitators, enablers, but certainly not, we are not there to tell you how to do it. We can't tell you how to do it because you know how to do it much better than us. So please, we want you to take the lead, but we are there to facilitate and help and also provide the catalyst funding wherever possible. And we are very keen that industry takes an active role in this. Finally, I would like to say Infinity School has been a pioneer in this area. I have known the group when they first looked at setting up the first skills school, the vocational training center, and I used to be at Hunar Foundation at that point, and from that's, I think, relatively small beginnings. It was still large, but relatively small. It's wonderful to see this new institute, which is huge, and I was just blown away by the kind of equipment I saw here today. And it's really pleasing, but I hope this is one of many, if not thousands, hundreds of such institutions within the Infinity Group of schools at some point. This hopefully will be a growing business for you. And actually, I'm very clear about this. It should not be seen simply as a charitable work. It is a business, just like other things are seen as a business. Skilling people should also be treated as a business, and people should earn a return on it. So let's be honest about it. And unless there's a return on it, people will not invest enough in it. So one has to have clarity. But I am very pleased you're taking this pioneering role. You have done this first Olympics, and well done. And thank you very much for asking me to participate in it. Thank you.